This is how my base looked 1 month ago when I started the project of fixing this very rushed base. And today, a month later, this is how it looks. Welcome everyone, my name is Comet, and today I want to talk about all of the upgrades that I've managed to do on my base, as well as my plan uh, for the second month, because a lot of stuff are gonna happen, and I want you guys to come with me in this adventure. But first off, a recap of all of the upgrades that I have done. Right off the back, very importantly, I have maxed every single one of the storages right here. The gold storage, the dark elixir storage, as well as the normal elixir storage. All of these are completely maxed, which is very important because I had an issue of having way too many resources because I farm non-stop, so because of this, I was storing way too many resources with the storage that I had at the beginning. Like you guys can see, um, right here, the storages that I had at the time were basically half the amount of the storages that I have at the moment. I think especially the gold storage. I started at 7 million or something. Right now it's 14 million. Um, Now all of that is gone. All of the storages are max. Now I can farm non-stop 24/7, and because of that, I can store enough resources to upgrade a lot of the my items that I want. But also very importantly, and like you guys can notice, I have enough resources to upgrade the walls right here, which I managed to go from this yellow and the pink crystal walls, which I think are Town Hall level 6. Town Hall level 6, Town Hall level 5 um, walls. I managed to upgrade that all the way to Town Hall level 9, which means that I only need to upgrade them 3 times more to Town Hall level 10, 11, and then to Town Hall level 12. And that is super important because I might be able to do this on the next month, considering how many resources I get. Or at the worst, on the next 2 months, for sure, I'm gonna be able to complete this. But let's put that aside. Let's go into the good things. I have managed to max 3 of my army camps, fully max, um, all the way from let me show you. I think it was level 5 army camps or something like that. It was pretty shit. I think I only had enough space for 180 um 180 units or unit spots, and right now it's 275. So many more items, to a point where now I can run, for example, 9 electro dragons, where I can only run 5 or 6 at a time, and that is massive. And the only reason why I have not maxed the last one is because I am actually waiting for the cooldown on the hammer of building, or on the book of building. I need to wait a week still because I just used one for the level 10. But that means that we can consider this army camp like it is max, because I already have the points for that. I just need to buy it. But another thing that is super important is what I have done on my laboratory. My laboratory, I have maxed my Electro Dragons. I have maxed the Rage spell right here, and the Stone Slammer. I think it's called this Siege Machine right here. The Stone Slammer. This is the army that I am running to get levels, to get in fact, that's the army that I use for farming, this right here at the moment, which is 9 electro dragons, balloons, ray spells, free spells, and the stone slammer. This is my farming army at the moment, and I know that I could run super goblins, but I actually was getting too many resources. I was getting so much resources, like I mentioned earlier, that even if I had the super goblins, I wouldn't be able to store more. But now that that is solved, what I'm gonna be doing for the future is use the electro dragons to go up in rank, and then use the super goblins to go down in rank. Because as you go up, people will start to have less resources, and harder bases to deal with. So it's always better to farm in the lower levels. Which, by the way, I started this project at Silver 1, and I used to struggle a lot, on Silver 1, as you guys can see. But now, look at this. I am Crystal 3, baby. Crystal 3 officially. And this is quite huge. I managed to go up almost 2 tiers, 2 full tiers, and that is awesome. I'm very happy for this because it shows that my army is now quite strong, in comparison to the past. Because in the past, like I mentioned, I used to struggle in silver. In fact, I was losing a lot in silver, but now I'm keep getting points, always going up non-stop, and that is just amazing. And in terms of attacks, again, I have maxed my balloons. I have maxed my wizard so that I can be useful for donations. So that way my clan can have a useful member. And in the future, or in fact, what I'm going to be working on is on working on more units that I can use for to help my clan. But let's talk about the defenses now, because we have gone a lot on the offenses, and now on the defense, I have maxed the Eagle Artillery and the Town Hall itself, the Giga Tesla, which is this weapon right here. The Giga Tesla, as well as the Eagle Artillery, these are the most powerful defenses of Town Hall 12, and that allows me to defend my base, against anyone that's trying to just steal my resources. So that is enough for now. In terms of war power, even at max level, in wars, people will most likely to star you. So that's another story. But the main point for me was to defend my resources that were so hard to get in the beginning. And then, in terms of defenses, that's mostly what I've done. The walls, as well as the Eagle Artillery, and the Town Hall. But also, there's a lot of small little upgrade that I've done that you guys can see right here. Maybe it might be hard to see, but it is these little cannons. They were level 2 cannons, and now they're level 7. That's a really nice upgrade. My archer towers, I have upgraded them to level 3 as well. So we're getting there. I managed to focus mostly on the offense though, and a lot less on the defense. But now I'm starting to catch up, which is really nice. But that said, it's time to talk about what's gonna come on the next month, because the next month is gonna be super important, as I think I'm gonna be able to do very critical upgrades to my base. So let's talk about that. First off, all of my army camps are gonna be maxed. That means that I will be free to try different type of armies. However, speaking of which, I will have to upgrade them, through the laboratory. And since you can only upgrade one thing at once, I must choose wisely. And right now, my biggest priority is gonna be to get the super minions so that I can be useful for my team. That way I can donate them super minions in defense. But also, I want to upgrade the goblins to level 7 so that I can unlock this troop right here, which is the sneaky goblins, the super goblins. They will allow me to get a massive amount of resource, because now that I am in Crystal, my plan is to go down all the way to Silver again. That way I can have bases with more resources, and then go up again to Crystal with my Electro Dragons. So I will always be using the Sneaky Goblins to go down and the Electro Dragons to go up, because this is the most efficient way that I have found myself to do, to get farm as well um, as ranking, because it's always nice to test your army against better bases. But another thing that I have done is to get my builder's hut. So now I have four, and I started with only three of these builders, and I'm working my way towards the fifth. But that will take a bit longer because it's 2,000 gems. I must say that all of this I have done it without a single dollar spent. I have not spent money at all on this. Um, and that might continue because, to be fair, the Town Hall 12 upgrades are not as long as in other Town Halls, with the exception of the heroes. The heroes take just so long, man. In fact, it is most likely, I am most likely gonna be able to upgrade all of the defenses before I can upgrade a hero to the max, most likely. Um, but for the next month, like I mentioned, I'm gonna be focusing on super minions, super goblins. I am gonna be focusing also on continue upgrading my queen, my grand warden, and if possible, my king. And then I am gonna be focusing on using any excess of resources on my walls. That way, I can start afterwards, directly into the defenses. I could also go for my clan castle, but to be honest, I'm not using it that much. So that is something to take into consideration. However, I might upgrade that, as well as the spell factory, so that I can use some invisibility spells and start doing some really cool strategies, such as Blizzard. I think that would be really good for the channel. But my plan is gonna be to just be useful for my clan, as I upgrade my heroes. My heroes are gonna be the maximum priority, because if there's something that I learned with my main account, is that on my main account I have my laboratory maxed, but not my heroes, and it doesn't matter at all that I have it maxed, because lacking, let's say, 5 levels on your king will literally make you lose an attack. But lacking those levels on your troop will really not matter that much, because your heroes are really the most power in your attack. I would say that heroes represent something like 95% of your power, and the other 5%, is only for cleaning. That's how I feel on my main account, which is Town Hall 15. So yeah, I'm gonna be focusing on my heroes, and then I'm gonna be focusing on being useful for the clan. Um, and if I have time next month, I'm gonna be focusing probably on upgrading um, these resource storages right here. But resources are not really, or this resource collector, but resources are not really the problem. I'm already getting a massive amount of resources. Um, it's so I don't know if this is gonna be useful. Um, so an alternative could be to start just upgrading my my defenses. Cannons and archers always first, because they will allow you to defend um, against any queen walk attack, because they will take longer to kill them. Or I could go for the X-bows or the Infernos, but really that is not something that is anywhere near at the moment. So my main plan: upgrade the heroes. In fact, I'm gonna put my king to upgrade right off the back. And the last builder, I'm gonna save it because I'm using it to upgrade my walls actually. So yeah, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna train my farming army. I'm gonna wait for the minion to upgrade, then start upgrading the goblins. And while this is going, I'm gonna use the the remaining builder, to just start pushing a bit forward my defenses. But to make it global, like a general idea, a global idea, my goal for next month is to balance my entire base around Town Hall 9 level, like the level of a Town Hall 9 in terms of defenses and in terms of attack, probably around. We can start with Town Hall 9 as well, just as a nice achievable goal. And then we see how we do over there. For now, though, I think we're gonna leave the episode right here. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Comet, and I am signing out. Peace.